I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Not sure why we have double going on here. Hey, good evening. What's up, everybody? I'm not quite sure what that was and what just happened, and we're still going. Okay. What is happening? Corey, let me. Hey,
Hey,
lady. I'm not sure where this is playing from, you all.
it's all right. We rolling.
So let's see. Let me take this off and see what happens here. All right. Good evening, everybody. What's going on? That
Hey,
was
we're good.
different.
We're good. We're here. What
That was
happened?
different. We are here. What's up, Corey?
I'm good. How you doing?
Hey, babe. I'm good. I'm good. You know
Yeah.
what? They trying to be different on us. They trying to be different on
Uh-huh.
us, Corey. I don't
Starting.
know what's happening here. You where are you, Corey? Are you on Facebook or you on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube. YouTube is
You on
live.
YouTube.
You're up.
We good on
Mhm.
YouTube?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Nice. Nice. We are good on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, Facebook is where my concern is just a little bit here. So, I need to move over here and make sure that we are good on Facebook. I think that's what was giving me that. Okay, we're good on Facebook. I think that's what was giving me that background going on. So, I'm going to make sure that stays muted. Good
Okay.
evening. What's up, everybody? My apologies. I don't know what happened, but we are here and we are ready. So, my girl Corey is already on screen. So, I don't have to do that little intro and bring her in. But, Corey, you still want to do it, babe?
Let's do it. I mean, it's
Let's
Friday.
do it. We going to do it. You ready, Corey? Hold on, Corey.
Yes.
Let's do it the right way. Here we go. Here we go. All right. What's up, everybody? Good evening. I am Donna. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Chat. Um, Podcast platform doesn't matter to me what you call it as long as you are here hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys being here. So, I'm the creator of the Real Life Relationship Growth platform. I am glad you are here. I really appreciate you being here. So, we're going to do a little intro, a little housekeeping real quick. There's a criteria for you to be a part of this family. There is a criteria. Y'all ready? This is what it is. You have to be single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria for you to be here. I can guarantee you every last one of you falls into one of those categories. So, this is the place for you. Welcome. Come on in, sit on the couch with me. We have a good topic. We have some good things going on for the next 4 weeks. I'm going to tell y'all about it in just a second. So, let me say this, and I always like to make sure I let y'all know I am not a relationship expert. I am not. I'm just a black woman living this world, living this life, doing a damn thing, and enjoying myself in the process. That is who I am. That is who I am. I have had some ups in my life. I have had some downs, but whatever comes, whatever happens, I like to take those things and put them and place them where they need to be. So, I've had some experiences in life that could possibly help you out a little bit. You've had some experiences that could possibly help someone else out. And that's what we do here. We are here to share and we are here to grow. That's what we are here for. So now let me get my girl back on. Everybody knows my girl Corey B. She is my right hand. Let me get on here right. What's up, girl?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Ooh,
Ooh, ladies
ladies
first.
first. Ladies
Ladies
first.
first. Gosh. It was so good last week.
It was. We were right on it. I could, yeah, but that's all right. That's all right. We gonna get it at some point. But they get the point. It's
Yeah, they
us.
get
We
it.
in the house.
They
That's all
get
right.
it.
All right. All right. So you all know how this works and you all know how this goes. If you are new here, welcome. I'm glad you are here. I appreciate you joining us. But I used to do this all by myself. This used to be it used to be called Camper Conversations. Remember what it was called that, Corey?
Yep. Yep.
Camper Conversations. Why? I have a 30-foot travel trailer, Coachman Catalina camper, and I used to go in there and have the broadcast from there. Ambiance was nice. It was just a nice, quiet spot, and I used to do it there. So it was called Camper Conversation, and people were like, "So, do we have to camp? Like, do we need a camp or whatever?" Like, people used to literally ask me those questions. I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." But they saw it when they saw the background. But now that we're here, we got this nice little studio. My daughter put it together for me. She did a great job. So we just here on the couch. Y'all just come sit in with us on the couch. All right. So saying all of that, I said all of that to say I love to have people come in and join me and have these discussions. We have a really good time. So I've asked some people to join me. Sometimes, based on our topic, we'll have some professionals that literally work in the field of what we're talking about. But I say that we're all professionals in our own right. In our own right, we have mastered some things in life. And what do we do in life? We should share to help one another. So I'm gonna bring these other family members on, and I'm gonna bring on the ones who are already familiar. Y'all have already met them. My girl Myra. Hey, lady.
Mhm. Hey, ladies. How y'all
Hey.
doing?
We are good. We are good.
Y'all so
Um,
beautiful. Good to see you.
Girl, you too. You know, Black is just
Thank you.
look at,
Oh,
yeah, we
yes,
got
you're looking gorgeous.
yes.
That part.
Yes. So just to let you all know, this is a mezzo mix tonight. We have the ladies and we have the men. Again, I'm gonna tell y'all why in just a minute, but I want to get everybody up, get everybody on camera. This brother is new to the family, but he is, once you come in, you are family. Once you won't sit on the couch, you are family. Remy, what's up, sir?
What's good? Hello, hello, ladies.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready to go? I'm ready for
You ready? Okay. You ready? Okay.
it.
So um
Mhm.
we have about two more guests, actually three possibly coming in. One of the gentlemen is ready. He's in the background. He's ready to come in. And the other two, they're going to join us when they're available, when they're able to. So we'll give them an intro when they come in. Um, but last but not least, for the moment, I want to introduce this gentleman here. We met at a singles barbecue. We all had a good time. Actually, everybody on here was at that barbecue.
Yes.
Everybody on here was at that barbecue. And I want to give a shout out to Myra. Tell them the platform, tell them the group.
It is the official dating in Atlanta group. If you guys are single and you're ready to mingle or you single, period, come on over.
Yes. Yes. So this gentleman, I'm going to bring him on. And Miss Corey, if you could do us the honors. Hello, Lee.
Evening, everyone. How you all doing?
All
Hello.
right.
So let me introduce Mr. Lee Avon Jr. He is the host of Radio Established to Address Life. That is REAL. He is also a reporter at large for BeMoreNews.com. Again, that is BMORENEWS.com and TSTV. So please check him out. How you
All
doing?
right.
I'm
Hey,
well.
Mr.
I'm well. How are you all?
Good, good, good. Lee, give us I know she gave you an intro, but just say a little something about yourself. Maybe something she did not mention. Anything you like to share?
No, I'm good. I don't like to put my
Okay.
government. No, no, no. So, I've been doing media since '99. Yeah, when I got out the Air Force, I actually started working at Radio One. Did that for a couple of years. Left there. got out of it, didn't think I wanted to come back. And then this whole thing started with internet radio and the like. And I got a phone call from one of my friends. He was like, yo, thinking about doing this station. What's up, son? I know you in. No, I'm not. It's a whole lot of damn work. And I was not feeling it. But I decided to come back in, launched Real Radio. Actually, this year is our 14th year. So it'll be 14 years in October.
Congratulations.
And
Nice.
we've been doing it ever since. Yeah, we've been grinding. You know, it's we're live on Saturday mornings from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's myself, 3 other folks. We all do it together. So it's 4 of us, 3 males, 1 female. And we have a political tilt, but we talk about all things as they apply to the Black community. So we get it in.
All right.
That is
All
awesome.
right. Nice. We appreciate that. All right. So look, we gotta say hello to our people, Corey. We gotta hey Tony. Hey Tony, we miss you, Tony. We miss you, Tony.
Hi,
Mhm. And my big sister Claudette, what's up, sis? I think look, I think she's my number 1 fan. I really do.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. And you all that are joining us tonight, we really appreciate you being here. We really
Well, you know it is football season, so this is borrowed time.
I know it. I
Let's
know
get
it.
to it.
Yep, I know it.
See that there? You see that there? Recognize. Recognize. Ravens are playing right now. Recognize.
I like that other behind jersey.
Okay. Wait. Who you rocking? Wait a minute.
Ravens
Back up.
all day, baby. Ravens all day.
Back all the way up. Back all the way.
We at the front of the line.
No, tell him you're close running to see that crap.
Right. So maybe you can go out of focus. Just kind of.
We at the front of the line of AFC North. 2 years in a row. You better recognize.
Anywho, we gonna move on. We gonna move on.
See how that happened, bro? See how that happened? You try to get them to be accountable, and I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Another time. Hey Kev. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin has been rocking with the Real Life Relationship Growth platform since day 1. So I always like to shout Kevin out. Thank you, Kevin, for always being here. So let's get started on this thing tonight. Let's get started. So we decided that we're going to do a series. This is a series, a 4-week series. And the title of our series is You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. It is a 4-week series. We have the brothers, we have the ladies, and we're going to come on with some topics and we're going to discuss because we want to get both perspectives. You know how it is here at the Real Life Relationship Growth. We're not female heavy. We're not male heavy. We don't bash. We don't do all of that foolishness. We come together so we can grow. Because as women, us ladies, we can admit, we can say, we don't know what they're thinking. We don't know what they're thinking. But we want to know what they're thinking. But we want to know what they're thinking.
Are you sure?
That's true.
And the same thing, vice versa. So,
of course.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Hey, Kev. How you doing?
The same thing, vice versa. So tonight's topic, this evening for this kicking off our 4-week series, the topic title tonight is Men Know Who to Love, but Not How. Women know how to love, but not who. Let that marinate. Let that marinate for a minute, y'all. There's so many different topics, but I thought this was a good one to open up with. And I literally found a video. I promise y'all, it was so crazy how when y'all hear this video, y'all gonna be like, dang, the topic for real. Let me play this video real quick. And for everybody to listen to, and we stemming off that, and we about to get into this thing.
I saw a video yesterday on Instagram. The guy's name was AJ McQueen. He said, men know who to love, but not how. And women know how to love, but not who. And it took me to one of the videos I had made previously where I said there's a disconnect. I think that the greatest pairing is a woman who can thoroughly communicate effectively and a man who can receive, open to receiving that, open to understanding that, empathetic to whatever it is that woman says. I think that's the best combination. Because then what that does is you start to unlock peak woman because there are things that you don't understand. For example, there are things that women want to do to you, that women want to do with you, and that women want to do for you. And they do it for you because they want to. And they do it for you without you asking. That's peak woman. And if you've never experienced that, it's because you're not understanding enough. You're not empathetic enough. You might not be considerate enough, but you just haven't got there yet. And that's okay. Like once they get like locked in, like there's stuff that they only want to wear for you. They know what to do. It's just sometimes the choices and the decision making skills get a little in the clouds. With everyone, let's give everybody grace. And us, we know who. We just don't know how. So women, thoroughly communicate the how effectively. And if it's not your person, you're gonna have to hold that L. And we will do it for who. And if that's not the right person, we just have to hold that L. That's all dating is. Stay at your best. Free game.
Hey, were y'all able to hear that okay? Were y'all
Ooh.
able to hear that okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, I had to
Okay.
get real close. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was a little low on my end. I'm not sure why it was low, but
Yeah.
volume is up. Um, so okay. All right. All right. So let me tell y'all the title, when I said the title to this, it was crazy. I was like, you know what? We doing this one first. We have to. We have to do this one first. And I definitely try to do my homework and look some things up, but coming across this one, it was just perfect. It was just perfect. So, let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all. What were y'all thoughts? Anybody want to jump on that? I don't like to call people like, you know how you be in class and you're not quite ready and you be kind of looking around because you don't want the teacher to call on you.
My notes.
You got
Taking my notes.
you got your notes. All right, Corey. All right,
Yeah,
Corey.
me
So
too.
Corey, since you ready. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that, Corey? With
Oh,
based on the topic.
I wasn't done yet, but okay. So, you know how some of you may have heard people say women take things and multiply it. Um, you give us one thing and we'll help build it into something else, right?
Mhm.
You've heard that. I don't remember the
Mhm.
exact thing, but yeah. And I think that's just who we are. Many of us, not all, some but all, some but not all. Um, I think in this instance, it could be, falling for the potential. You know how statistics say that most women marry the man they see potential in, while men marry the women that they want. And we're always looking like, I can help him get here. I can help him get there. And if the guy never gets there, it ends in disaster. And people say, why'd you pick him? And it's like, well, I saw potential. I saw what he could be.
Hmm.
It just never got there. You know what I mean? So I think that's how you get that we know how to love, but not who. Realistically, I mean, if we didn't go into that area, if you just sit and listen and talk enough and communicate enough, you'll find out if they're a person with potential and actually going to meet it. Those are my
Okay.
notes.
Okay. Okay. So Lee, I saw your hand. What you got, brother?
Where
No,
the
you're a
statistics
Ravens fan.
say most men marry the person that they want. I don't think most men marry the person that they want. I think you can rattle back
I'm
as much as
listening.
you want.
I'm
I'm telling
listening. I'm listening. You're a Ravens fan. So
I think more women marry who they want. Men marry whom they are allowed to marry.
Hmm. Hmm.
A lot of us want Janet Jackson, and we will never meet Janet Jackson's level. So anything other than Janet or Beyonce or whomever, okay, girl, go get your control move on, or was you sweeping your head back? I wasn't sure what Myra did with her hand right there. I thought she did the control thing, like okay,
The Janet.
good job. But anyhow, no, real shit. So, I think it's true though that most men only love once, and once that love is broken or it doesn't come to fruition, then whomever else get whatever is left. I think we truly love but one time, and then after that it's like, okay, I'll go 98% in it, but I will never give 100 again. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. 98% is a hell of a percentage, but 100% we have to guard ourselves just a little bit, because we are not socialized emotionally. Let me step back. Most of us are not socialized emotionally. So for us to, and directly speaking to the topic, know how to love you, we don't know. We truly need you all to show us what to do. Music wasn't lying when he made that song, Teach Me How to Love. It's a very accurate statement. We do not know how to do that. And for some folks to come at us with, well, you old enough, you should know better. No, who's going to teach me? If your expectation is forever that I know, then how am I to be taught? How am I to learn? I'm never going to learn.
Yeah.
So I'll check that, and we can have conversations about that later or throughout the show. Additionally, I think that women know how to love without a doubt, but you all too are put in a pickle. We have all been social lied to. And the premise of the knight in shining armor or whatever is very prevalent throughout this westernized society. So as my friends and I, whom are now all 50 plus, and we reminisce of the days of high school, and we talk about the young ladies whom were the dope dealer girls in high school, and how now they have 3-4 kids, and they may have 2-3 baby daddies, and now they want to ring-a-ling our phone. Now they want to have all kinds of conversation with us. Like, I don't have anything to say to you. I had something to say to you 20, 30 years ago, and you dismissed me like I was nothing. But now that I've come on the upswing, I've never been to prison. I've never been to jail. I have, I do okay. I got a thing or two. I go a place or two. I'm doing okay. And now you got all kinds of holler for me, but all I got for you is, hey, how you know? That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we all go through those phases. Men go through our phases. And my old boss, his wife told me this one time. She was like, men go through 3 phases in life, and one repeats, especially if they have children. We are childish. We get married. We have children. I'm sorry. We grow up, try to find a spouse, get married. We're grown. As soon as we have children, we revert to being childish again. That's it. That's all you're gonna get for us the rest of life. We want to play. We want to hang out. First we play with the kids, then we want to play with the grandkids. They give us an excuse to have all kinds of toys. That's what we do. That's who we are. That is who we are. Too often, I think we get into conversations, discussions. We get into misunderstandings about things that are natural. You're trying to battle nature with nurture. Like, nurture. Oh, we are who we are. You are who you are. We have to learn how to respect our differences and build from that. Build from the commonalities on out, and accept the fact that everything that you do, I'm not gonna like. Everything I do, you're not gonna like.
Okay, Lee.
That's
You
okay.
Lee
It's
on a
okay.
roll. Lee on a roll. That's right. Lee on a roll. Okay, Lee.
Exactly.
Okay. We definitely gonna hit parts of those as we go along. So let me ask Myra. Myra,
Okay.
what are your thoughts? What do you think about the video and the topic title?
Okay. Well, there were a couple of things that he mentioned that I want to just speak up on. Well, he was saying that
Mm-hmm.
men know how who to love, but now how to love, and then vice versa, how women know how to love, but now who to love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it just goes back to things we observe, different life experiences that we've had, and so it's different. We're all individual. Take the time to get to know a person, and a lot of it just starts with communication.
Mm-hmm.
For each person know, hey, this is who I am. This is what work which is. I love that because that gives you an idea, of what matters to a person most. The affection, the gifts, or words of affirmation, things like that. So I just feel like that, along with, I always hear that men are visual. So
Mm-hmm.
I really can't get in the mind of a man, but I'm thinking if he's just going off something visual, then he may get the wrong person and not know how to love them because they haven't connected on that level. And then as far as the women aspect of it, we know how to love. I think just as a woman, naturally, most women are loving, nurturing, caring,
Mm-hmm.
understanding, those type things. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the same thing, going back to childhood, if we experience something with our parents, and saw that our maybe the father was abusive or had ways where he was angry, and you can become desensitized to that, and you can be
Mm-hmm.
attracted to the same type of man, and you not know that that's not something that really doesn't work for you, you know, and
Right.
yeah, so those are some things that kind of just stuck out to me. Sometimes it just goes back to our roots. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Perfect sense.
Yes,
Perfect sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
Then on the other hand, I'm gonna make this real quick. Then I know sometimes
No,
we
you're
do
fine.
witness. Okay, we witness things and we know that that's something we don't. Growing up, I never really saw where men were protective. I was accustomed to men being aggressive and yelling a lot, and I know that's something I absolutely
Right.
work
Right.
both ways as well.
Right. I
Hmm.
agree. Definitely both ways. You kind of make a decision because we I say this all the time. We live what we learn. We live
Yes.
what we learn. And there are times when we'll say, "Oh, I'll never accept that." Like we may see our father or the male figures in our life acting a certain way, and be like, "Oh, I never deal with that type of man. I don't know why Auntie deal with that. I don't know why Mama or whatever deal with that. I would never do it." And find ourselves
In the same situation.
in us looking at our
Yep.
Mhm.
daddies. Our daddies. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm totally honest. That was me. I was like, I will never. I love my daddy, but I will never. And sure enough,
Hmm.
and I had to come to a realization that I need to pay more attention and realize what it is that I'm attracting, what I'm attracted to, and for
Yeah.
what reason. So I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. Remy, what you think? What's your thoughts?
I think Mara and Lee, y'all hit the nail on the head. I think you have to be attentive to that person you choose. That helps in learning them. A lot of men don't take the time to pay attention to the person or learn the person because you get stuck in a stereotype where you assume, well, I know all I got to do is A, B, C, and D, and that's all they want. But you got to learn your person, communication, be attentive. Um, your childhood upbringing, like Mara said, can affect you in the present. And sometimes you'll end up dating the same person over and over and over again. It's a different person, but the same attribute. And
Yeah.
then that's when you got to step back and evaluate yourself and be like, okay, I'm attracting things I don't want. So what do I got to adjust within myself
Mm-hmm.
to attract what I desire? With men, we are physical, but I always say physical attraction is debate. It's the mental that's the hook. For me, I
Mm.
pay attention to how a woman carries herself, how she speaks, her mannerism, her dress style. I pay attention to things that make her smile, and I operate in reciprocity.
Yeah.
So I think everything that everybody says so far hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. 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 I totally agree. I totally agree. There was some definitely good perspectives that we, came across, and this was why it's important for there to be male and female on here. Um Obviously because of the topic title, and we want to see what that looks like, but um it takes it takes a mature mind. It takes someone who's actually putting in the effort to understand what this means. I wrote it down, and I read it a few times, and I was like, okay, I need something to kind of bring this home, to kind of wrap it and make it make sense. And coming across the video, I love the nurturing part that he mentioned, um about women, because
Yeah.
there's some people that are going to read this prompt, or they're going to read this, and they're going to be like, what you mean? Men know who to love but not know how. I know how to love. I know how to love her. I know how to give flowers, and I know how to do this, and I know how to do that. But I think Corey, who mentioned it, Myra, about love languages and
Mhm.
understanding what that is and what that looks like.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like saying, yeah, that's like saying you bragging that you the best in bed. Oh, I know I'm good. I know to to whose level? Like who's determining how good you actually are? Like who told you that? She did, or he did,
Exactly.
but you're not with that person. So
Mhm.
finding out what that other person desires and what that other person enjoys, is important. To put yourself on that pillar where you just got it all together. And I think that's where a lot of people come into issues and problems. I got it together. I don't need to this and I don't need to that. What you got, Corey? You see, we
I'm
got a
just seeing
comment.
what Kevin wrote.
Okay.
He said some folk tend to believe once they're past the dating phase, the work is done.
Huh.
Dating just opens the door. The real work is when you get inside and have to clean up emotions, bad habits, trauma, etc.
Yes,
Mm. Mm.
yes.
Yep.
And
Go ahead, Myra. Uh-huh.
okay. I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, Kevin, I love that. I absolutely love what he wrote. And actually, that just reminded me of another part of the clip, Donna, where the man was
Uh-huh.
saying when he was like, giving the women our flowers, and he was saying that once we're locked in the things that we do, and like he was saying, like they'll just dress the way that you want, only wear certain things, and I can totally relate to that, like 100%, because when I'm totally locked on someone, I think of them with everything I
Yeah.
do. If I'm getting, is there
Yep.
a particular style you prefer me to have?
Mm-hmm.
Certain fragrances. Do you like this fragrance? And even getting my nails done, is there a certain color that you like? I mean, because I don't mind, because my thing is that, at least stop shaking your head.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna come a little bit. What you mean, no?
because my because my thing is that, of course, I want my man to be attracted to me with everything I do, but then I want to let him know that he's also being considered. And then what Kevin just wrote, saying that people think that once they're in an official relationship, the work is done. No, actually, the work just continues. I've been in a relationship for, just say if I'm in year one, year two, I'm still asking my man, like, is there something that you feel that I should be doing as your woman that I'm not?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
never get content. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that happens a lot as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What you trying to say?
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Lee.
Do you bake sweet potato pie?
Look, I'm in Mississippi now.
That don't answer my question. Do you bake sweet potato pie?
Look, let me go through my mom's
He's
recipe.
uh-oh.
Hey,
Oh, I think she answered, Lee. She can make sweet potato pie.
look,
Okay.
I can make
I mean,
anything.
that's
Yeah, that's actually you just reminded me of something. Like I can cook, but I don't cook on a regular because it's just me. But when I was married, just say over my last relationship, I would ask him, "What would you like to eat this week?" And I cooked every day. So according to what he put, mac and cheese, peach cobbler, whatever, I would go to the store and I would get that. I would work
cobbler.
and I would cook every day. Whatever he wanted. I mean,
Wow.
that's just me. That's just, but it goes back to how I was raised. I
I was
get it from
just
my
getting
mom.
ready to ask. I was just getting ready to ask you that, Myra. I was just getting ready to ask, did your mom do that? Did you see that growing up?
Yes, my mom was very hospitable. If people even popped up at the house without calling, if they were hungry, my mom would cook. That's crazy
Wow.
because normally you won't even get in somebody's house 9 times out of 10 if you pop up without calling. Yeah, so it
Mm-hmm.
went beyond, oh, can I get you something? Yes. So that's really all
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's submissive.
Can I-
And I know it's TMI, but I mean, it's even far as you get out the shower, putting lotion on your body like
Yes.
every day. But those things
Yes.
I enjoy doing, pouring into my man.
Uh-huh. Lee keep raising that hand. What you got, Lee?
Because she keep talking. She don't let nobody else in the conversation. I'm just trying to get in. So nothing.
It was like her.
Say it though. I'm not what she said. It's like some people don't communicate properly in the beginning in the dating phase, or some people can hear things but they don't listen. And then you get to the point where you get complacent or get content, like I got you now. But the old head said always used to say, if you did to keep her, you got to keep up.
But here's the
Yep.
Got, it's a constant thing. Like I grew up where my late grandparents was married 55 years. And I love how they catered to each other, how they listened to each other, how they communicated. And even in all those years, they were still learning new things
Yeah.
about each other. So it takes putting in the work, and if this work happens, it takes keeping up the work.
Yeah.
But the other side, you both said something very relevant to the conversation. It's how you're raised. Well, when you get with someone else, you have to understand how they too were raised.
Right.
And some folks were raised in love, other folks were raised in survival. Again, this takes the patient understanding of one another to work from points of commonality back toward the center to real understanding, as you said, Brother Remy. And to your point, Myra, you getting to the point where you know what that other person wants and or needs. Because, you know, Myra, you don't cook a lot because it's just you. I'm in the same situation. I don't do the same because it's just me. I don't need nobody to cook for me. I'm not asking for anybody to cook for me. Hell, I don't want that. I don't need you to clean for me. I wash my own damn clothes. I know how to sweep and mop a floor. I don't need that. None of that stuff is what I need. I need someone who's going to tap me on the shoulder and be like, yo, look, check this out. You've been going hard for the past 6 months. Yeah, you need to slow down. We about to take a trip. And you need to go tell them people in 3 weeks you're going to be gone. That's it. It's not a conversation. Walk away.
Yeah.
And the next day I wake up, I'm like, yo, or at that moment, I'm like, hey man, 3 weeks, I'm gone. We'll figure that part out. But I'm letting y'all know right now, 3 weeks, I'm gone. You know, and there it is. I need someone who understands that the mission that I have in life is bigger than me. And as we build on leaving our legacy, sometimes you and I are going to have to bite the bullet on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You are not always going to be there for everything I do. I understand that. I can't be there for everything you do. I hope you understand that as well. But the big stuff, we need to be there for one another.
We need to be there for.
You know, I move in some very wide and big circles. And I sometimes I move in some very small circles. And again, that doesn't always leave space for somebody else to tag along. You know, I'm I do political stuff, y'all. Like I know some folks, and I can't always bring everybody along, no matter whom you are around some of those folks until things get warmer, and then it's like, okay, got you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that kind of segues us into perfectly. It always goes this way, Corey, don't it? It segue us into this next thought I had. It says, "Love them how they want to be loved, not how you think." Not how you think. So, Lee, I'm glad you said that. And Myra, I totally get what you're saying. Those things of wanting to cater to your man and wanting to make him feel and know that he's important to you. I get that. But Lee made a good point. Like, maybe that's not what I want. Maybe that's not what I'm used to. Maybe that's not what I need. Which means we have to learn, and here goes this term again, people's love language. And some people feel like, oh, that's generic, love language, whatever. That is real. I don't care what anybody says, whether there was a colorful name put to it, and now we're saying it in this manner, love language. How you like something, how you desire, want, or need something is your love language. Is your love language. And learning that about the other person is crucial. Is crucial. Because Corey, Corey, you were agreeing, but Myra, I'm with you.
Yes.
Bathe a man, dry him off, have a bath ready for him, whatever. Those things, that's something that I like to do. But
Yeah.
we have to realize know the person that you're with. Because being with Lee just wanted a bag packed. He just wanted the bag packed. And we out. But Remy may like that drying off, coming out the shower, coming out the bath. That may be his thing. So learning that and enjoying each other and learning those things and understanding those things about each other. Corey, I see the eyes. You got something, or you're reading something?
Oh, I was looking. I was looking at what Finley was saying.
What Finley was saying. Let's see what Finley got.
I was just reading it.
So Finley, to your point, you talking about finding someone more compatible. Yo, it ain't supposed to be like that. we don't have to agree with everything. We're not supposed to be lockstep in everything. There's the saying that opposite attract is a very valid saying.
But that doesn't mean that you're not compatible, because
correct.
So compatibility doesn't necessarily mean you're always in lockstep.
Right.
So just
right. I think compatibility has to be there. There has to be some level of compatibility, or we're not here for what we're here for. Well, there has to be some level of compatibility. But it doesn't have to be every time I move, you move. When I move, you move.
Just like that.
Thank you. I was hoping so.
He was waiting on
movies, music, television shows. I can quote them all day. I got them all.
Yeah, it's not where it has to be like that. Because me personally, my girls and I, we take those girls trips. We take those woosahs, and we just want to be and have that time. And I need my man to have some stuff to do. I need him to. I need him.
I'm going to get
don't be calling me when you on your girls trip. All I need to know, you made it, and I'm on my way back. That's it. Don't be calling me. You calling me for enjoy yourself.
Right. But again,
yes, and that may not work for the next man. Right. Though. So just
that's
like
what I was saying, there again,
you have to learn your person.
Yep.
That would work for me.
Okay, but Lee, you made a point. You ain't gonna be 100% compatible, and as far as learning your person, two things I ask. What is emotional security for you?
Mhm.
Because if I'm learning you, I want to know part of learning your love language, learning what makes you emotionally secure with me.
That's
And if
huge.
I'm attentive to you enough, I'm gonna adjust those
Wait,
pictures.
say that again, because that was
And
good.
a lot of people,
Part of loving your what? A part
Yeah.
of learning your love language is what?
part of your love language, learning what's emotional security
Yeah.
for your person.
Yep.
Because when you know what things they value that make them secure in you, if you value that person, you're gonna be more attentive to
Mm-hmm.
those things.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mhm.
not gonna do things on a just because, oh, I know this right, I know that's right. No, that's a very important factor. And then we're not gonna be 100% compatible, but then the purpose of man and woman is to balance each other out to make each other stronger and better.
Yeah. So
Like,
why are we having so many issues? Like, let's read this statement right here. I threw this up last minute. She wanted. Go ahead, Miss Corey.
Cool. She wanted him. He wanted her too. But he was emotionally unavailable and she was an overthinker. And that's how it ended.
Hell, that sound like two Virgos
Oh.
together.
Woo!
That sound like two Virgos together.
The
And that is
disaster.
how it ended. Like, so
Yes.
that's real, y'all. That is real.
But that
You want
happens.
that person, they want you,
People's emotions.
but
I'm sorry.
you for some reason what you got, Myra?
Anyone who's emotionally unavailable should not be dating, point blank, period. Take the time to do you,
amen.
work on you. Make sure you're happy, healed, and whole before you pull somebody else into your brokenness. And then if she's an overthinker, that's going to just elevate her level of overthinking and make her insecure. So broken people break other people just like hurt people hurt people. So we could have stopped at that second or third line. He was emotionally unavailable. Okay, no.
Yeah, but sometimes how do
No.
you know that you're not available?
There
How do
you go.
you know that you're unavailable to emotionally and you're not, because you know that phrase we talked about, doing the work, right?
Mhm.
People are saying, I'm doing the work. I've done the work. I'm what? Hold on. Counseling. For y'all that don't know, this is my thing. Counseling. Anytime I say counseling, we're gonna ring that bell. We're gonna ring that bell. There are people
Yeah.
who have gone to counseling. There are people that saying, that relationship didn't work out. So let me go back to the drawing board. Excuse me. I always say, y'all, sometimes you don't know how you would deal and handle a situation until you're in it. Like a person can be like, yo, I'm ready. What you got? Go ahead, Myra.
I'm sorry, I don't want to keep talking, but these are like hitting my hot
No, keep
buttons.
talking, girl.
Okay,
Come
so
on.
someone knows. Okay, all right, now someone knows that they're emotionally available because they will have a desire for it. Just say, for instance, my mom passed
Okay.
November. I totally
Sorry.
checked out. I had no desire, point blank, period, at all. So anything that you want, you begin to desire. If someone is tired of just living life by themselves, sometimes they start desiring to do things with a companion. So that's how you know that you're ready. So if someone is showing interest in you, if you think that you're attracted to this person, but you don't have a desire to let them in, and just like Remy was saying, reciprocity is very important. So if you're not able to give that person the same thing they're giving you, then it's one-sided. So the song really totally accepts saying, people saying that they don't know or they may not know that they're emotionally unavailable. I'm sorry, because the desire won't be there.
Okay. Okay.
And
But
to add,
keeping
to add to that, I agree with that point because if you're emotionally unavailable, you're kind of looking at that situation or dealing or interacting with that person like, yeah, it's just so and so, whatever, or whatever. You dismiss them. When you are emotionally available, you are attentive. You're attentive to that person. You listen to that person. You're communicating with that person. That person communicating with you. And if you're emotionally mature, you're receptive to what that person is saying. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you're not emotionally available, you're more nonchalant when it comes to dealing with that person.
or you
Okay.
unattracted to them.
That too.
Myra, I
Or you
like what you
can't put,
said. I like what
you
you
can't
said.
get
And
no
Remy,
sweet
I
potato
like how
pie.
you backed that up. Sorry,
Thank
go
But
you.
ahead, Remy.
they
You can't
could
make no sweet
be
potato pies.
they could be open, they could be available, but I use an analogy of a key and a lock. Just because two people don't fit, that doesn't mean it's a bad key nor a bad lock.
Yeah,
It's a good key, it's a good lock. They just don't fit.
they just don't fit.
So I could be into you, you could be into me, going back to your statement. But as we start growing to know one another, it's like it's just not a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
does happen
But
with
that's not.
two
But
whole.
that doesn't. Mm. But
Sorry.
that's not the same as being emotionally unavailable. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's not the same as that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That means you just don't
Okay.
work out.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
because to me, if
Okay.
you're emotionally available, that means you have that desire. You have a position. It's almost like if a company says that they're accepting applications versus a
Correct.
company saying, "Hey, I'm looking to fill this position." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Those are two different things. So if they have this position available, they're ready to fill it.
They have that
Mm-hmm.
capacity. They have that
Yes,
capacity.
yes,
Prince,
they're
Prince,
prepared for that.
said- Prince said in that song "Adore," there was a part he said, "I want to be the one you come to talk to, even if the problem is me." A
Yeah.
lot of
Ooh.
me, a lot of us
Yeah.
men. I'm speaking from the junior days. But the minute a woman says she want to talk, you shut down. You hear she's talking like the Charlie Brown thing in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
Yeah.
how
you
long
are,
she been talking now, dog? Because if she talking for an hour and a half, then it all goes to wow, 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 wow.
but yeah, but if it's something that really
Oh,
bothers her or really affects her, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna pay attention because one thing that I tell a lot of guys, just because you got them, even though you ain't in competition, you're always in competition because there's always somebody looking at what you got that think they could do a better job with what you got than you. They're just waiting for the opportunity. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not listening, I'm not communicating, I'm not reciprocating, I'm not being available, I'm not being attentive to her and her needs, I'm opening the door for somebody else to step in.
Mm. Mm.
And as far
Mm.
as that lock, I cut the lock. I cut the lock. I ain't worried about no key. I got a lock cutter.
He gonna cut the lot.
I'm just gonna leave.
What you got, Corey? What you?
So I looked it up. Emotionally unavailable. Because I was like, what does that mean? Because I've heard it so many times. I'm wondering if I know what it means. It says a person's difficulty or unwillingness to engage in emotional intimacy and connection. They may struggle to express their feelings, understand and respond to the other person's emotions, and can manifest, for example, in avoiding vulnerability or difficulty with commitment or being dismissive of others' feelings. So I said this in the chat on YouTube. The key words in the whole thing was want.
Mm.
Everybody wanted the other person. I want, I want. When we were kids, we wanted to eat candy for dinner.
Mm.
So, I mean, at some point, we have to say, okay, I know what I want, but is that what I need?
Mm.
Is that what I really need? Is that what's good for me? You
Mm-hmm.
could want an OnlyFans model, but is that what you need? You can
Mm-hmm.
want
Stop
Jan-
talking about. Stop talking about. Stop talking about. You didn't have to throw no shade at Club Shake Shake. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. That was disrespectful. Rod, I have a question for you though. Rod,
oh
I
my
have a question
goodness.
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
that's
and I are
crazy.
around the same age. When did you go into the military?
I went into the military. I was 21.
No. When? What
When
year?
that was in 90. Jeez. You got me thinking. Let's see. Big boy was 91. That was about 90, 94.
So you went a couple years after me. Did
Mm-hmm.
you ever go overseas?
I went overseas, but I went overseas as a brat, not serving. I went overseas
Okay.
as a dependent.
One of the things that I struggle with is my first duty, well, my second duty station actually was overseas,
Mm-hmm.
and we had some assets. You got me, Donna. We had some
Uh-huh.
assets
Uh-huh.
that I really couldn't discuss. So you're talking about, right? You're talking about an 18-year-old person who is thousands and thousands of miles away from home, whom this is the early 90s now, y'all. This is no internet like we know it now. There's no Google like we know it now. It's no easy way to communicate back to home like we know it now.
Right.
And you put
Right.
that person in a situation in which they are constantly being told, upset, upset, meaning keep your mouth shut about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have folks thousands and thousands of miles away that they love, that they are estranged from, because you're basically estranged. Again, this is the
Mm-hmm.
early 90s. You
Mm-hmm.
couldn't just video chat somebody.
Yep.
You
With
know,
no FaceTiming.
you writing letters. Literally, we were still writing letters. Phone calls were extremely expensive, and we did not make a whole lot of damn money. So
Right.
coming back of after doing that for 2 years, dang near 3 years, back to America, and I no longer had those assets. And again, I got there when I was barely 18 years old. Came back, I was nearly 21, and I'm trying to understand American women because honestly, I wasn't exposed to American women that much, and it was a totally different world, totally different world. Then I got snatched up again to do some things,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm right back in the mix. So I know that I struggle with letting people in at times because I was really trained that way. It's very difficult to break that when you learn that type of stuff at a very young age. It's very
Mm-hmm.
difficult. Not
Mm-hmm.
impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Myra is not impossible. Corey is not impossible. Donna is not impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very difficult to break that stuff. But if you want to be with someone, going back to the theme here, you have to be open to them and have space for them, just like you're asking them to be open to you and have space for you.
Mm-hmm.
What we deal with, especially as we get older, we have short fuses and we have stuff. We got stuff that we're looking to protect. We have children that we're looking to protect. We got grandchildren we're looking to protect. When you add all that stuff onto a relationship, it's tough sometimes, the couple, because all of those other layers are now in place and in play. And to you, brother, you said that you ask about what makes one emotionally secure. Um, I don't think we talk enough about family planning and you know uh, uh, powers of attorney and things of that nature. Especially if you have children, you try to get with someone that has children. Everybody needs to be involved in your relationship.
Right.
You need to bring everybody into that fold so that everything's clear, because none of us are getting younger, and anything can happen at any time. And nobody wants to fight family, friends, whomever about stuff when
Right.
you're trying to grieve.
Right.
So again, knowing who to love, knowing how to love them are layered even more heavily as you get older. And I think that's why people
Yeah.
struggle
Yeah.
with making true connections, because
Yeah.
again, and you got all this other stuff that's taking place. It's just not, I feel a certain way, you feel a certain way about me, we're going to make a run at this.
Right. Right. And I said it. I think I made a comment on the official Atlanta singles page. We have to. We want to be in this space. We're single, and everybody that's single doesn't want to be married. Everybody that's single is, some people are content where they are, or whatever. Okay, if that's your life, that's your life. You found contentment in that for whatever reason. Um, but I think it's fair to say everybody on here wants to be in a relationship. Is that fair to
Correct.
say?
Correct.
Okay. So, which means what you're saying, Lee, is just it appears to be the obvious that we have to. You made a good example. It's things that you were used to doing. It's a way that you were used to being. But if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying that just because I was that way, I realize that I can't stay that way. My
Correct.
mindset
Mhm.
has to shift a little bit. I have to realize if I want to be in something healthy, I got to make some adjustments. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that word compromise comes along. I don't think there's anything wrong with compromise as long as it doesn't make you lose yourself.
Exactly.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
compromises can be small, compromises can be huge. And you have to determine, does this compromise make me lose? Is my moral, are my morals being questioned? Do I have to think about this and be like, you know, you have those thoughts, but having that emotional maturity, that emotional availability, Lee, you hitting it right on the head. All of those things have to fall in place. We have to realize that people come with baggage. Like, what's your bags
Yes.
look like? You got a backpack, you got a rolling suitcase, you got a heavy trunk. What you got? What do you have? And
Yes.
with that baggage, are we able to unpack with one another? Like, if I pull something out of my bag, you gonna be like, oh my God. Like, what? I'm 53. I got some stuff in the bags. There are some things
Mhm.
in the bags,
Mhm.
but it also requires me to unpack that stuff as well. So it
Yep.
requires me to do that. That's that accountability right there. It requires me to
Yep.
unpack that. And guess what though? Somebody may pull something out of my bag. Either I'm ignoring, I'm not dealing with, I refuse to face. And if I want to be with this person, if they say, hey, I need you, because this is obviously not me, but I need you to stop being so bossy. I
Mhm.
need you to, you're not at work. You're not at work. You know, I'm used to, and I share this often. I've always been a leader since I was little. Like, all I
Yep.
remember is
Me too.
always leading out. I was point guard. I was squad leader. I'm the youngest of four in my family. I do the planning, I do the arranging, I do the calling everybody who's doing it. I'm used to doing that. So I had to learn, let Remy back in. I had to learn, if I want a healthy relationship, when that brother says, this ain't the daycare, you not at work, I can't get offended. I gotta check and be like, oh,
Yep.
what did I say? Or how did I say that? And then when I realize it, because not realizing it sometimes, because remember we talked about a few minutes ago, sometimes you don't realize it until you're in it. You
Yep.
can think all day how you gonna handle it. You can be like, oh, I got this. When I get with my new man, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I know the passion that I have and the things that I want to do, but learning him and learning, is he like Lee? He just want to go? Is he like Remy? Do he want to get dried off? What? I'm just, just you got to know those things. And if we want to be in these relationships, we have got to put ego and pride and all that aside and
Mhm.
let somebody tell us, girl, you ain't right when you did or said this, or sir, excuse me, like, without shutting down, without shutting down, without, because
Mm.
Yeah.
counseling,
Exactly.
Remy, you sounding a
Exactly.
little robotic. I don't know what you're trying to say, sir. I think we lost Remy a little bit.
Yeah. He had a bad
Oh,
connection.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
Hey,
What you got?
Donna.
Can you hear
Huh?
me
Okay,
now?
so what? I'm sorry. Who has the floor?
Remy is his connection is not good, so we probably hearing bits and pieces.
Oh, okay. Well, if
Go
it's
ahead,
okay,
man.
I would like to say something. So,
Yeah,
out
please.
of everything that everyone is saying, I think we can just, well, for me, I just kind of sum it up as, you know, we can find out how to love someone regardless of our background through communication,
There you
by
go.
asking the questions. And then, I mean, because that's very important because everybody's different. Just like Lee was saying, he doesn't care about the home cooked meals and all this and that. And then also by observation. If you notice, a lot of times what people give you, those are the same things they have an appreciation for. Just think about your friends, your relatives. If you have someone who is always sending like spiritual messages, they would love to receive one back, but they're not doing it to receive one back, but it's just observing. If you pay close enough attention, people, you can kind of fill in the gaps because sometimes people don't know what they want. But they just like, I'm a giver, so I know I give generously and I don't expect that back, but I would love to receive it back. If I did, that's great.
Right.
And then what Remy was saying, I wanted to touch base on that emotional security because really that is so important. And actually, that's the number one thing other than being attracted to someone. That's the next thing. If I don't feel like I'm safe with you, I don't want to be with you. Or if it ever gets to that point, I will end it. And I'm not saying that, okay, I feel like it has nothing to do with being violent. I don't feel like, oh, well, I have to make sure I feel protected when we go out. No, it's all intimate. I have to feel safe with sharing my fears, sharing things that hurt me, things, and just know that you're going to hold those things near and dear and you'll never weaponize me with
Yeah.
those things. And I just feel like I can always be vulnerable.
Yes.
And that's actually how my last relationship ended. Perfect situation. People like, how you walk away from that? Because I don't feel safe. I don't care about the money, the perks, and all this and that,
That's right.
So that's the number one thing. And then I just feel like in relationships, if people just keep in mind, okay, once we get together, we're a team. This is us. So anything that causes issues with us, it's not, okay, we're having issues with each other. It's us versus the
That's
issue.
right.
So we're still on the same team. We're just trying to figure out, okay, how do we need to attack this
Right.
issue so it works out where everybody feels okay with the
That's
outcome.
right.
I wanted to say two things. She said she was a giver, so I will gladly accept 5 sweet potato pies. And then she's Corey, do you know how hard it is to get a sweet potato pie down south? This shit is ridiculous.
First
I can
of
get
all,
more on top than I can get down here.
What?
I'm a high girl all day, every day.
Really?
I'm a fat boy. Don't be hating on that fat boy.
You get more sweet potato pies up top than you do
Yes.
being in the South?
Yes,
Really?
very much easily available. Crazy.
Myra,
Okay.
go and handle that, Myra. Myra, go and handle that.
But one thing you said
In my
on the
Rolodex.
head, and this balls back to communication, and both parties have to be transparent with each other.
Yep.
Be transparent about what you got going on with you, or like you said, Donna, with your baggage. Just be open and have that emotional maturity so that you can provide emotional security, so that you can provide that safe space for your person, and your person can provide a safe space for you. Like for men, because of how we were taught or brought up, for us to be vulnerable with a woman where we can completely open up with you and be vulnerable, that's not always an easy task. It's not an impossible task. But like you said, Myra, I got to be able to trust you enough to be vulnerable with you, share with you against me. Because once you do that, then you got a problem. That's when walls go up. That's when the communication goes off. That's when they're more about making sure they secure versus making sure both of you are secure. And you are a team. You Bonnie and Clyde. You the eyes in the back of each other's head. If we got a problem, we're gonna talk about that problem. We're gonna solve that problem. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about what we can do to make it right.
Again, to build off
A lot
what she
of
said,
times our ego get in the way. And that's the relationship killer. Ego.
Ego.
And this person don't want to back down because they're not willing to be open and transparent. They're not willing to communicate. They're not willing to learn you. Vice versa. You bump heads. drift apart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
That
for
fear
me,
factor, though.
so
Go
for
ahead.
me,
I'm
a
sorry.
woman has to be open to allow me to be open with her,
Yep.
All
and
right.
she got to be able to pour into me like I'm pouring into her.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
All
we
right.
both in.
They have to. You have to. You have to. So people are so and we talked about this last week, that fear factor. You have to get beyond that. And the way to get past that fear factor, we talked about, you have to pour into yourself. You have to be confident, you have to be aware. All of those things get you beyond being fearful. Um, because one thing we hear, and we're gonna hit that next week, that rejection thing, because that's coming up a lot. Being
Yeah.
rejected and how people are handling rejection and how it shuts them down. But I ain't gonna dip too much into that one, because that's one of our topics that we're gonna be talking about, that rejection thing. I put this in the chat for Finley because he said he's not able for some reason. Corey, can you get that?
Sure.
I just read it.
Finley says, I asked, do people emotionally unavailable date? The answer: people who are emotionally unavailable actually do the beginning of the relationships really fast, sometimes even really well, because they are bypassing the discomfort and
That's all I got.
oh,
They're
okay.
bypassing the discomfort. I think
and
he may have.
natural
And
rhythm
the
of intimacy as a way to
intimacy.
avoid being open.
There it is. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, huh?
Yeah, yeah. You might have to read it to on the side, Corey, because I
Oh,
did
okay,
cut it
okay.
off.
And
Okay.
so,
Yes.
both Remy and Myra said something wonderful. Myra started it off with, when we forge a relationship, it's we against the problem. And a lot of people, as Remy alluded to, are not on that we bandwagon. It's you or me, it's not we. And I've reminded people over the years, when we get together, it's not you or me, it's about us. It got to be about
Mhm,
us. If it
mhm.
doesn't benefit us, then it doesn't make sense. There is room for individual accolades in a team sport. There is room for that.
Yes,
But that
most
cannot
definitely.
be the main goal. The main goal has to be
Exactly.
the team wins. If the main
That's
goal
right.
of us coupling is that you get an opportunity to win at every turn, then the team is losing.
This team
This
is
is all
losing.
about glorification of you, not of
That's
us.
right. That's right.
Mhm.
You should cheer me on when I make that 3-pointer and not be like, "Oh, she look at her. She think,
Listen,
yeah, yeah,
no
yeah,
great player ever did it by themselves, ever.
yeah." Mm-hmm. Corey, you
Wait,
got
what'd you
it?
say, Courtney?
Oh, I said no great player ever did it by themselves. No
Oh, yeah.
matter how great Jalen Hurts is, and he's
Yeah.
awesome, he can't do it by himself. He can't be a team as one. Now he comes real close, but he can't be a team of one. But I'll
Yeah.
read.
Yes.
Also, when we're being open with concerns and problems with the other person, it's not always for the other person to solve them. It's just being vulnerable with the other person, letting them know what's on your mind or concerns and problems you may have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree
Start
with
off
that.
that way then. Don't be giving me
Yeah.
stuff and you don't expect me to fix it. I'm a fix it. Start
Again,
off with I'm just
knowing
venting.
your person. I get it, Lee, because
Right.
I'm a fixer too. But
Oh,
knowing your
Oh,
person,
yeah.
let me
Yeah.
say
yeah,
this. There was something that Kevin said way in the very beginning. He said, and then Myra, you said the very same words. He says communication and observation, if done consistently, will yield understanding. When you're
Mhm.
really in tune with your mate, your treatment will become a natural reflex.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
That I feel like that.
Oh, that is so true. You know what? And Corey, actually, you just relationships are hard. Marriage is hard. I just feel like it's only difficult if you're with the wrong person. So I just feel like
Mhm.
it's not that difficult if you take the time to see. First of all, find out, is this your person?
Yeah.
Do you guys align? In the areas where you don't align, is there a compromise that's comfortable for
Right.
either party? If not, then I mean, it's like I think people sometimes overlook things that they know is not going to work in the long run, and that's a problem. That's I
Mhm.
mean, I just don't see any way around that. And then I did want to comment on what Finley said. You know, that did strike a chord with me, saying that people who are emotionally unavailable will do things really fast in the beginning. And I actually experienced that in my last relationship.
Is that
I
love
was
bombing?
love bombed.
I
Yeah,
did too.
love bomb. Yes,
Yes,
and so
yes.
I
Girl,
didn't
that was the
recognize it.
best thing since sliced bread to this man. I was
Look,
woo. He told everybody, his mama, everybody he could, that this woman is everything. She is
Mm-hmm.
this and she is
Donna.
woo.
Yes, I mean it was everything happened just so fast, but you know it kind of some things felt right, but then in the beginning I'm just like, okay, you sending my pictures to your kids, you FaceTime, and I'm just wait a minute, you know we're not even at that level. I mean the mom, the family, no, I don't want this yet, you know, and then just you know the first month we in three different, you know, I'm on the plane three times. I mean, wait, let's slow down, and
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
so when things calm down then I got to see, well, it was a representative as well. So
Mhm.
when people do
Mhm.
things really fast, I'm really cautious. I'm really cautious
Mhm.
now because it could be an agenda. So I do agree with Finley on that.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how folk move. I'm gonna be the first person to tell you I got engaged to a person the same night we met. So, and I ended up breaking off the relationship later down the line, and he was great. He was wonderful. That's a story for another time. But yeah,
Oh, because I was getting ready
Yeah.
to say, Corey, so
That, I
what?
just want to hear that
We
one.
want to
Ooh,
hear.
I know, girl. Call me afterwards.
stay on after I tell y'all what happened.
Woo, woo.
But he
The
was he was he was
same
awesome.
night.
I feel like that's just some people. Some people are those folk. I think it's trying to figure out. I think it's using discernment, being
Mhm.
observative, and yeah,
Yeah, because
communicating. Go
yeah,
on, Kevin.
we can't necessarily say the quick draw is wrong. You know, it
No.
depends. It depends on the people. It
Yeah,
depends on the
that's
people.
true.
So there are people who meet and they instantly connect and they like, I know this is my person.
Yep.
Um, but I guarantee in that process they still understand I still have to get to know this person
Mm-hmm.
and the things that I'm learning about this person, I have to look whatever it was that drew them like that. And you know, unless you find out some stuff that's real, woo, you know, they made a
Mm-hmm.
decision. We're gonna work through these things. Cause whether you come together quick or slow, you have to work through things. It requires communication. It
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
requires
it's a good way to
communication.
mask being emotionally unavailable. Like what Finley was saying, that's a good way to mask it because you caught up. You know.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't see
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I
everything like you
learned
said.
something, y'all.
Sometimes
I'm learning.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Because in that situation with me, necessarily, Myron, you all in that situation, I learned why I received it. I learned why
Mm,
I received it. I had to sit on somebody's couch, and when I
okay.
tell y'all, the men like my father is what I was attracting, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the? But the men like my father was what I was attracting. So when I found out why, you know, it didn't go that way next time. But there's a difference in moving with caution and moving with fear. We got to understand, you know, that difference and what that looks like. Moving with caution and moving with fear. There is a difference. There is a difference.
Yes,
Wow, guys, I think
absolutely.
this was really great. This was a really good discussion. I couldn't have planned it better. I really could have. I really appreciate you all. This was great. So, what I like to do before we shut it down and end out, I like to give everybody an opportunity to make their last comment, the closing statement, argument. I mean, you may say something that may drum us up again, so be careful. So be careful. So I'm gonna start with the gentleman. I do believe in chivalry and ladies first. I do believe that. But being that y'all are the minority on here tonight, it's just two of y'all. We're gonna let the gentlemen say what they like to say before we sign off. Remy, you what you got?
Well, just the main takeaway from the night is communication, transparency, attentiveness, and not trying to drum nothing up, but pay attention to the red flags too. Sometimes
Mm,
we see the red flags, but we ignore them because we want what we want.
mm,
We
Yep.
end up with that red flag, and then things go south. Allow yourself to be open, emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, and provide emotional security. And it is a constant work. Like we look at them old folks from back in the day, y'all married for 50 plus years, but you better believe every single day they had to put in the work.
yeah.
And if it's worth having, then it's worth putting in the work for. And you are a team. Bottom line, you still as a nation. That's what you.
That's a team. That's a
That's
team.
a team. Man.
as he
We got
as
our
he
ladies.
as he puts his head down because of that jersey he got on, I'm sure. Um, Lee, what you got, sir? What you got?
First off, y'all need to stop that foolishness and the delusionism that you all have bitten into, but that's all right. You know, relating with someone means that you have to have space in your life for someone else to be in your life.
Mm,
And we are all humans whom are flawed.
yeah.
If you really want to be with somebody, understand that we are all humans that are flawed. Deal with that because if you don't, no one will ever come your way. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you are perpetrating a fraud to yourself, talking about you want to be with somebody, and every time someone comes around, yeah, there's a gazillion red flags that you see. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's a red flag.
Flag
Okay,
on the play
you
all
know what I'm
the
saying.
time.
So yeah, again, we're all humans. We all fall short. Extend some grace, just like you would like grace extended to you.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
trying
you,
to see
sir.
this game.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, we almost done. Myra, what you got, baby?
Okay, well, we didn't touch on this, but I would like to say this just in my wrap up that um, regardless of if we know who to love or how to love, everything starts with the person first. Make sure they love themselves because if
Yeah.
they don't have it within them, they cannot give it.
Mm,
So that's huge. Is that person looking for someone to make them happy, or do they already have happiness and they're looking to add to someone's while they, pour back into them? So those
mhm,
things are like really, really important, first and foremost. But, just what everybody was saying, just like Remy was saying, like with the emotional security, know what works for you, communication, observation. The communication is really the big thing. Are you really tuned into this person to understand? Are you listening to understand? You're really trying to learn this person, or you just listening to have your turn to talk?
mm,
So I
mm.
just feel like when you sum it up, it's really not that difficult. And when you take time to have those conversations and you get the feels, like I'm a sapiosexual. I'm not really attracted to someone until I know how their brain works. What comes out of your mouth. What's your heart like? I mean,
Mm.
those things draw me in more. So I really think it's simple, and and I'll just say ditto to what everybody else said. But that's pretty much just my summary. I think people really want to love, date, but some just don't know how. And Donna, as you were saying, some people need therapy. So just make sure you're with someone that you're ready to take on their baggage. For me, I'm not taking on any projects. I'm retired from that. So I am happy, healed, and whole. I only want the same. So I pay attention to what I attract, and then I pivot away from what I don't.
Mhm. Mhm. I love it. I love it. Miss Corey B, what you got?
Okay. So,
Mhm.
assuming the title is true, men know who to love but not how, and women know how to love but not who. Assuming that is true, ladies, observe and listen. Be honest with yourself about what you see and hear, and act accordingly. Drop him if he ain't right, especially if he's a Ravens fan. Men, observe and communicate. Listen, pay attention to what brings her joy and figure out creative ways to bring her joy. And if that's just providing the things that she's mentioned she's liked before, do those things. Show that you're listening, show that you're attentive and that you're paying attention to her. That lets us know that we are important to you. Go Birds. We won the Super Bowl, y'all didn't. We beat y'all in the preseason too.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, y'all. I really appreciate it. Remember, this is a 4-week series. So next week, you all will see some of the same faces and you will see some new faces. Lee, you're going to be jet setting, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'll be in Baltimore.
Okay. Well, you know where the space and the place is. If you find a spot to join us, you're always welcome, no matter where
Thank
you
you.
are. No matter where you are. So I don't know the topic for next week just yet, but we have we we have a list of things going on. We have a list of things going on. So you never know. This may go longer than 4 weeks. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But thank you all
Bring
again
it.
for joining me tonight on the platform. Thank you for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thanks,
Peace.
everybody.
Go
Bye.
Steelers.